backup plan so that you can still provide the customer service and take payment without this technology. So that's something to consider as well with both the handhelds and the point of sale system. Number 5 is the control levels. In addition to the security levels that you want your staff, your management, your supervisors to have, what about the likes of stock control? Do you want to integrate your point of sale system with a stock control package? Many of the modern systems now come with a stock control package, which allows you at any time to enter on-hand stock values for your bottled beers, your draft beers, even your food items. You can create recipes in the system so that you can work out what you should have on hand compared to what you actually have on hand, and give you a variance report there and then. So this is something to be considered as well. If you don't have external stock takers and you want to do your own spot checks, this is something that can be very useful. You could do 5-10 items a day at the end of a night. Print off your count sheets from the system, which will allow you to do. Go down to the cellar, go to your stores, count your items, come back to your point of sale system, enter your closing stock, and it'll tell you straight away what your variance levels are. Some bar owners that we work with do this on a daily basis for their fast moving items, so it's worth considering. Number 6 is the budget. This is one area of your bar where I don't recommend you immediately starting with a figure in mind. I would rather you started with what are the capabilities and the requirements that you have in mind. Because you might find that your budget doesn't allow you to do a half of what you wanted to do. So rather start with putting down on paper all of the capabilities. Like going through these 10 questions and seeing what do I want my system to do. Bring this to a number of different point of sale companies and they will explain to you what it will cost them to create this for you, to build this system for you. You'll then get a much better idea as to the cost of it. It might end up being far less than you had budgeted and you save a lot of money. So a system that you want might only cost $5,000, but if you've budgeted 10 and you go to a company with, say, I've got $10,000, what can I get? Of course they're going to upsell and they're going to give you far more than you actually need. So tell them first of all what you need and then tell a few different companies and compare their prices. Number 7 is to consider whether you want a wireless system or a wired system. This isn't an issue for a lot of bars, but for some bars it is. A wireless system means that all the point of sale systems exist without being linked back through wires to a central system. They're all wireless. Why are they wireless? Well, some bars have mobile cost centers, mobile revenue centers, where they have a bar out in a patio, out in a deck, which it doesn't happen every night, it doesn't happen every week, it could be seasonal, so they move their systems around. They might have a buffet operation for the food where they want a point of sale, a cash register there just at lunchtime, so they're moving systems around. With wired systems, by disconnecting them and reconnecting them, you often have problems with networking. I've come across so many problems with support issues whereby the systems have been yanked out of one area, put into another area, the connections haven't gone back in place, the sales haven't been recorded, so it's something to consider. It's not for every bar to consider, but it is a point to consider. Number 8 is the installation and the training. So you've come up with your idea of the perfect system, you're happy with the price. Now what about the support and the training? Training is extremely important because you might have spent 20 or 30,000 on a system. You want to ensure your staff can use it properly. So you want to ensure that your point of sale company is going to provide you with complete training for all your staff before the system is installed. You're going to want to ensure that they come back after a week or 2 weeks or a month to give follow-up training, to see what issues need to be tweaked. The first couple of weeks are key. You want to ensure that your point of sale system company is available to you even at strange hours, that you can call somebody or there's somebody in the locality you can drop by to see what the problem is and fix it for you. It can be a worrying time for a bar owner and you have enough to worry about at the opening of a bar or the installation of a system. This rolls into number 9 as well, which is the software and hardware support. Now, most point of sale system companies give a basic level of support included with the system. In other words, they cover any faults that are as a result of their system. Now, they also offer additional levels of support. I used to work with one company that offered 5 different levels of support, ranging from very cheap to very expensive. So they charge for each different level. So you've got to consider what level of support are you going to need. Are you going to need, somebody on site within an hour of making a phone call? Is that something you're going to need? Are you going to, do you think you can handle most of the basic issues yourself? So this is something to consider. Some bars that we've worked with have worked out that if they can train a general manager or a senior manager up to a sufficient level, they can probably avoid the first 2 or 3 levels of support. They don't need to pay for those. They might just need emergency support should something go wrong, on a large scale, so that should the system go down, if the site is down, they can't handle it, yes, we agree that we will then pay for a support level that allows us to fix those problems. The final element that I want you to consider is CCTV, closed circuit televisions, and video recording in your premises. This can be linked with your point of sale system and can be a very effective tool. I believe this is the way forward for point of sale systems and for video surveillance in a bar. You can have systems whereby you can log in as an owner. You can be in the other side of the world, and you can actually log in from your computer and using and see from the CCTV system what transactions are going through the point of sale systems there on your screen. So you're looking down from the camera onto the point of sale system, and on the side of the screen it's coming up what actually is being typed in. So you can see, is the bartender typing in everything that he's actually serving. It also gives you an added level of support, an added level of security should you have losses or should you have variances in the bar at inventory stage, stock take stage, that you can look back through your hard drive of your recordings of the past week, the past 2 weeks, and look for anything that's suspicious, because by seeing it, you might spot something taking place at the point of sale system. You want those, you might want those linked together. So consider, CCTV as an option. It can be an expensive option, but these are coming down in price more and more point of sale system companies are recognizing that by integrating, a video system into their point of sale system, it increases their chance of a sale and gives you another line of defense in controlling the costs in your bar. So I hope those 10 questions, got you thinking about what to consider when you want a point of sale system, and that you're not going in there with a large budget but not knowing what you want for that budget. Have a very clear goal in mind of what you want to achieve for your bar or your restaurant, and present this to a point of sale company, get your bids back and analyze them at that stage. So, for managerbar.com, I'm Barry Chandler. Thank you.